My name's Yellow Magic. I'm about kicking ass, I'm about making LPs, and we're about watching Yellow Magic make LPs. I don't even know, man. I don't know where I was going with that. So anyway, welcome to another edition of Yellow Magic Let's Plays are in Gaia, where angels fear to tread. Where we last left off, we got into a bit of a sticky situation involving an error message that basically crashed the whole game. And if I remember right, we're around this exact spot, I hope. And what I want to do now is basically resume from the same spot, and hopefully I won't get another crash like that. If I do, then that's probably going to be the end of these Let's Plays, I'm afraid, because I'm using Windows 8.1 on a MacBook Pro, and I'm playing an rpgmaker 2000 game. This would be, what, 14 years old now? So there's always going to be issues, and there's not a huge amount I can do about that. So that's just a little preface for today's session. Without further ado, let's get going. So, where we last left off, we had problems accessing the menu, and we actually found a means of accessing the menu, which is nice. One thing we did find out was that this guy, his name is Carter, and I'm guessing he has split personality disorder or something, judging by his several, how do you say, face sprites, face graphics, whatever. Not something I'm a huge fan of, but I'm going to persist nonetheless. As we look around, we can see a lot of, I'm guessing, dead people. And a fish, because why not? Nope, no option for interacting there. There's a dead old man there. Oh, and we hit random encounters. Yeah, like I said in my previous video, I'm just not a fan, to be honest. I don't see the point. I don't see why you would get players of a game to basically take part in a random encounter when they just don't want to, because you could always be in a position where you don't want to really get into too many battles. For example, you might be in dire need of health. You might be really low on health, and then you need to get to a fucking save point as soon as you fucking can. You might be in that sort of situation. You might just want to get on with the game because the story is so enthralling. I don't know, there are just loads of different reasons why you wouldn't necessarily want to... I just realized something actually while I was going on that little side rant. How am I going to heal? How am I going to heal if I can't even access the menu? And what do you expect me, the player, do you really expect me to kind of predict what happens in the future in terms of, I'm going to face so and so enemies, and this is what I need to do to prepare, this is how much health I think I'm going to reasonably need. There are all sorts of issues here as well, so honestly I don't see a reason why you would prevent both the player from not accessing the menu and also not giving them a proper means of healing. Well, yeah, I'm basically saying the same thing twice. Not accessing the menu and not being able to save. Just my 2 cents there. Anyway, just pressing attack because there's not a huge amount I can do in terms of damage infliction. Anyway, at the moment I only have 3 skills. None of those 3 skills do any sort of damage. And well, I seem to have just got something. Let me just double check. Oh wait, I can't access the freaking menu. I totally forgot. Okay, this is actually going to be quite difficult now, isn't it? Because I'm supposed to keep carrying on until I get to a point where I can save or heal properly. Sorry dude, I'm just... When I say dude, I refer to man, so I'm not a fan of this mechanic. Like, straight off the bat. Just, this is where I came from. And now I want to go somewhere else, and I'm going to hit another random encounter. Eventually, it's going to come to a point where I have to cut out pieces of video because there are too many random encounters. Because I know you, as the person watching this game, you don't necessarily want to see me just fighting the same things again and again. Most prominent LP people will, in fact, just cut off during a main, like a portion of the dungeon where all you're really doing that's interesting is fighting the same enemies again and again. And even that is not so interesting. This is where I came from, isn't it? Speaking of which, wasn't there a healing facility around there? I'm pretty sure there was, I might as well go back. And... no. Maybe if I use the 069001, maybe I'll be able to. Oh my god! Sorry, I'm just speechless. I'm not necessarily saying that this is a bad game at the moment. It's still way too early to make that call. But there are just a few gameplay mechanics that I just, quite frankly, do not agree with in the least. Okay, that basically got us nowhere. So what I'm going to have to do now is go back and actually save the game. Because I am super cautious about dying. And if I repeatedly get into the same sort of issue whereby I don't really think I can advance any further, there are going to have to be times where I just save and quit and resume and maybe record. Record at one point and then speak in the other, so record the video and the audio separately. That's something I might have to do. If it gets to that point, hopefully it won't, because I really like this software that I'm using right now. Ooh, we're in a new location. Again, we're bombarded with sound effects from RTP, and as well as small parasites. Does that look small to you? That sure as hell doesn't look small to me, but I digress. Well, let's see what the small parasite manages. Can I heal myself? Yes. I just realized what it said. Here, let me show you. Complete self-repair. Slight chance of error. I would like to ask you a question. Why would he ever do that? Why would he ever make it so that a player is trying to heal themselves, but there's a slight risk of the healing backfiring? That doesn't include any level of challenge. That is what I like to call SMT difficulty. So for anyone who's played a Shin Megami Tensei game, Shin Megami Tensei games often like to pretend that they're more difficult than they actually are by doing stupid things like making enemies do a ridiculous amount of damage with one hit, or the instant death spells, which are absolutely the worst fucking thing in the world. And the issue with those instant death things is that it's random. It's completely, utterly random, apart from the fact that you could be resistant against one death skill element, or maybe immune to it, but if you're starting off in the game, you're probably not going to be. And as a result, you basically face a lot of really cheap deaths in SMT games. So it's I still like SMT games. I mean, anyone who's seen me on rpgmaker.net will know that right now I have a Demi-Fiend avatar. Demi-Fiend being the main character from Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, which is basically a fairly modern day classic in terms of JRPGs. He's trying to reach something to his right. This is your right. I do not see anything here. No, his right is the screen. Oh, that's not his right, dude. That's his front. Hey, I recognise the sprite. That's from Bahamut Lagoon. It's just been recolored. Bahamut Lagoon was a really good SNES RPG, or was it Super Famicom? I don't remember. Either way, I played it with an emulator, so does it really make a difference? But that is one of my favourite games of all time. I've played it 3-4 times now, and it never gets old, really. Even though it's like one of the most linear games out there, it is just a lot of fun to play. Really good fun. I really recommend that for any RPG fan, let alone strategy RPG. Looks like I got an access key, so if I remember correctly, there was a locked door somewhere. Wasn't there? I think there was. I was trying to go somewhere and it was locked and I was like, shit. I think it was this one. Hell yeah. I'm just amazing at these puzzles, clearly. Truly. Okay, new location. Decent mapping there. It's a bit sparse, whatever, you know what I mean. But I like the way that Max has basically used angular walls there. It's a nice touch. Just, yeah. Oh, I know that. I know my ID number. Say it with me now. Say it with me. 9001. Stratimate, isn't that the... Yes. Thank you. So, what does this mean? Does this mean I can use it? Whoa, hold up. I can... Wow, I think I need to offer Max an apology because looks like I can now save anywhere and access the menu anywhere. This could be really good when I'm LPing. So, thanks a lot. I just want to have another look because I had a feeling that there was a bit of information that I was missing. Block information. This is block 70 of 100 in Sector C, 304, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. That's interesting. Massive. You read my mind though, to be honest. Ooh, it is more interesting. I just remembered I had to slow down when it comes to messages because I'm not saying I'm a fast reader, but some people might just be like, they might like to take their time, so that's fair enough. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty whack. Do I need to know anything else? Hey, that's me. So, check this out. Armand Carter, born 2186, and he was placed in stasis, how do you pronounce that? I have no idea, in 2208, so that would make him roughly 22 years of age, unless I'm wrong. That's pretty cool because guess how old Yellow Magic is? Yeah, yep, 22 years old. He's just a bit taller than me, and he's a bit heavier than me. And he's got a better profession than I do. Screw this guy. I'm totally not jealous. Nope. That's a pretty ace name, Armand Carter. Armand Carter of Gaia. You know, like John Carter of Mars. Oops. Slowly and gradually, the pieces are unfolding. That is good. That is very good. Now if I can make my way through this maze, maintenance spot. Dude, that isn't a maintenance spot, that's the, that's that dumbass centipede from Chrono Trigger. Again, another game there. name-checked Chrono Trigger. Doesn't really need an introduction. I'm not going to humor you or anything like that. I know that if you're watching this, you'll probably play Chrono Trigger. If you haven't, freaking shame on you. That's all I can really say. Because Chrono Trigger is just one of those games that... It's one of those games that just has an effect on you, you know? It's so simple in its premise. Yeah, sure, you got the time travel stuff, but it's not really... It basically... You could boil it down in its essence to this group of like teenagers, or yeah, I guess they were more or less teenagers, saved the world. From different timelines or at different times, they saved the world. And they travel around, they travel between... they travel across time and space, which is the coolest thing in the world. And actually, I want to replay it at some point, and I probably will, but a lot of games are on backlog right now, apart from rpgmaker games. For example, I've been wanting to play Final Fantasy X/X2 HD Remaster, just because I really enjoyed Final Fantasy X and X2 when I played them originally. Final Fantasy X in particular was one of my main gateways into JRPGs. I remember watching my brother play it way back in 2002, and it just had an effect on me. Everything from the music to the graphics, which I still think are really good, and didn't really need a remaster. I really appreciated that game, so I will play it again if I can. Anyway, enough about commercial games, we're back to playing, you know, a not so commercial game. Released three years after Final Fantasy X. Right. Looks like I've gained a status effect. Nanited. I don't really know what that is. Nanited. What do you think it could be? What does it mean to be nanited? Nanited? I don't even know, man. But just time to resort to chance. Wow. Okay, but I'm still N for nanited, not normal. At this point, I would have probably appreciated a bit more than just pressing the attack button again and again and again, but there isn't a huge amount I could do still. Oh, when did this come? I don't remember seeing Flux. Might as well use it. Yeah, I've overcome nanites, whatever. And that's good. I was able to do a certain amount of damage, and if my eyes didn't deceive me, they did a bit more damage. That skill did a bit more damage than the usual attack, which is always good. Excellent. We are getting somewhere in this game. As you can see, I'm a very compulsive saver when it comes to games where I could save anywhere. Are you gonna... You could call me a save scummer? Sure. I see no issue with that. Why? Because I've already voiced my views, I think, in this video and the previous video. I don't really see why you shouldn't be able to save anywhere. It doesn't really add that much of a challenge because you're just going to be playing the same part again and again if you die again and again. But there's no real challenge in that. 110, 110, 01, I can read binary, so I should be able to make sense of this. The only problem is I don't know if it's big endian or if it's little endian, and any computer scientist worth their salt would know what the difference was. You're asking me? Beep boop boop beep 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 boop 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 boop. Ah, we're getting somewhere. Excellent, thanks Tank. Excellent. So now we're getting into proper rpgmaker mechanics. We have a shop which we can buy items from. Ideally, I'm gonna have a decent healing supply, but I also want to get better equipment because that will, in the long run, reduce the amount of damage I take. Just a bit of RPG mechanics 101 there. RPG playing mechanics. RPG playing. And I'm also gonna buy terminate damage. Yeah, I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that. What's the difference between this? Oh, this would be restoring the equivalent of SP. So fair enough, I will have two. I don't know why I got two. And I already have quite a few medical sprays. I have a few parts as well. Just quite a bit in terms of healing, so I don't know why I was panicking so much earlier. Excellent. Much appreciated. Very appreciated. Random encounter, not so appreciated. One thing that you could do when it comes to random encounters is actually give the player a bit of warning when the encounter is going to come so that they can prepare accordingly. Games that do this. Shin Megami Tensei games do this. I've seen Strange Journey on the Nintendo DS does it. Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, aka Lucifer Calls, does this as well. I think it's a... I wouldn't call it a compromise because at the end of the day I still hate random encounters. But it's better than just walking, bang, suddenly you get hit. It's nice to have that kind of warning before battle. So, we are advancing through this game. I cannot walk through the space here. And I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to go from here on in. Okay, wasn't I able to save anyway? Yeah, I was able to save anyway, so what gives? I think I know what happened. Is this a bug? I don't think it's a bug, because that thing had... The thing that I previously downloaded a menu from did say something like, oh, the menu's already downloaded, so you can't access it. I mean, you can't re-download it. So the idea, I think, was that we were supposed to keep the menu. So I'm just a bit confused right now. I'm also a bit confused about where I have to go, because clearly that area wasn't getting me anywhere. Yeah, I mean, I think from the next video onwards, I'm actually going to think about reducing the number of times I fight in a given video. I think I'm going to reduce that. Quite sure that I am. By the way, if you have any questions, comments, critiques about my videos, you know where to find me. I will include some links in the description as well, just in case you're not sure, but my main hangout is rpgmaker.net forums. In addition to that, I am also quite active on the IRC channel of rpgmaker.net, where I am a channel operator. So you'll see me a lot during the evenings, GMT time, I mean. So yeah, just in case you're ever interested in coming in and saying, hey, your OPs freaking suck, you can. And you know where to find me. Okay, I think I've played a bit. I just want to take a bit of a break because honestly I just came back from work. I'm a bit tired still, so I'm going to take a bit of a break. I might come back to this. Hopefully this video was at least somewhat entertaining. If it wasn't, I apologise. And yet again, any questions, comments, critiques, please feel free to reach out. Until next time, this is Yellow Magic signing off.